The Galactic Empire ruled with absolute authority, its capital world Phulos a gleaming monument to its power. Towering spires, powered by arcane alien energies, stretched into the sky, a testament to its dominance over 1,000 conquered species. Humans, a relatively new addition to the empire, were considered weak, useful only as laborers and expendable mercenaries. The empire had never truly feared them. That changed when they hanged Elena Carter. Elena was a human woman accused of sedition, a crime that, in truth, meant nothing more than being defiant in the face of imperial tyranny. She had spoken out against the brutal suppression of human colonies, and for that, she was arrested, tried in a sham court, and sentenced to public execution. What the Empire failed to realize was that Elena Carter was the wife of General Jonathan Carter, a man whose name was whispered in fear across countless battlefields. A ruthless general, a forgotten warning. Jonathan Carter was not just any human general. He was a war machine in human skin, a man who had built his legend in the brutal orbital campaigns of the Outer Rim. The Empire had once fought against him, before their peaceful annexation of humanity. He was a ghost, a nightmare, a tactician whose strategies left planets burning and enemy fleets shattered. He had disappeared from public view after humanity's surrender. The Empire assumed he had retired, broken by the loss of his people's independence. They never thought to ask where he had gone. They assumed wrong. Carter had not disappeared. He had been waiting. His wife had begged him to be patient, to not act rashly, believing that change could come through diplomacy. He had sworn to her that he would give peace a chance, that he would not plunge humanity into war unless there was no other choice. The Empire gave him that choice when they hanged Elena. The storm begins. The execution was broadcast across the Empire. A lesson, they called it. A warning to other would-be rebels. On Phulos, the alien elites watched in amusement as the frail human woman dangled from the noose in the Grand Plaza. They did not hear the quiet transmission that pulsed across the void of space, sent from a hidden relay station near Earth's ruined fleet yards. Condition black. The sun sets on Phulos. Across the Empire, certain humans, former soldiers, intelligence officers, mercenaries, recognized the coded message. Their leader had given the order. A war unlike any before. Within days, reports flooded in. The Empire's supply lines vanished. Ships disappeared in the void, entire convoys reduced to floating wreckage with no distress signals sent. Imperial governors were found dead in their own palaces, throats slit with human combat knives. On the industrial world of Vectoris, the largest imperial weapons foundry exploded in a nuclear firestorm, its own security teams betrayed by human workers who had waited for this moment. By the time the Imperial High Command understood what was happening, it was too late. Carter had unleashed a war the Empire had never prepared for. Phulos burns. The first major sign of true terror came when Phulos lost contact with the Seventh Fleet. A massive armada, stationed in orbit around the capital, vanished in an instant. No distress calls. No survivors. The sky above Phulos, once protected by the mightiest warships in the galaxy, became eerily empty. And then the bombardment began. It wasn't the standard planetary assault the Empire was accustomed to. No grand invasion fleets. No formal declaration of war. Just destruction, precise and absolute. Satellite networks collapsed first, leaving Phulos blind. Next, power grids flickered and died. Then, in the dead of night, the sky itself turned to fire. Carter's forces had arrived. Drop pods fell from orbit like meteors, striking military installations, government centers, and elite districts with pinpoint precision. These weren't conscripted imperial troops. These were humans trained for one thing: vengeance. Alien officials, once laughing at the public execution of a human woman, now cowered in terror as black-clad operatives dragged them from their homes. Every senator, every admiral, every noble who had ordered Elena's death was given the same fate: public execution. Except humans did not hang their enemies. They burned them. The end of the Empire. Jonathan Carter never issued a speech. He never gave an ultimatum. He did not seek negotiations. The Empire had hanged his wife. That was all the justification he needed. Within a year, the Galactic Empire ceased to exist. Its fleets were annihilated. Its planets were reduced to smoldering ruins. The last emperor, once believed to be an immortal god-ruler, was found cowering in an underground bunker, clutching ancient alien relics in trembling hands. Carter executed him without a word. As the final imperial banners were burned, the survivors of the old order whispered a single name in fear:
the Widowmaker.
The man who lost his wife, and in return, took an empire.